name's Abigail, and here's my audience. Believe it or not, 1 in every 60 deaths in the world is an abortion. Now, I'm sure most of you have heard of or know someone that has had an abortion. Did they talk to you about it? Did they feel regret? Were they remorseful about their decision? Later on, we will hear some women's explanations about their feelings after the abortion process. So how does this topic relate to me? Well, even though I don't know anyone that has had an abortion personally, I still have an obligation to fight against it. 1 Timothy 4:12 says, "Don't let anyone look down on you because you are young, but set an example in speech, conduct, love, faith, and in purity." So even though I'm young, God can still use me for what He wants, including defending those that are unborn that He has created. Many people are deceived into thinking that abortion is not killing a live human being, but simply destroying a fertilized egg that has no conscience. To begin, I want to explain exactly what abortion is and the different ways a baby can be aborted. Next, we will discuss different percentages related to abortion. Then we will take a look at some women's reactions and points of view linked to abortion. Finally, we're going to take a look at God's point of view on abortion. So to begin, let's define exactly what abortion is. According to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, abortion is the termination of a pregnancy after, accompanied by, resulting in, or closely followed by the death of the embryo or fetus. In simpler terms, an abortion is when a pregnancy is ended, resulting in the death of the would-be baby. Pregnancy begins at conception, and the result is called a zygote. A zygote is a cell produced by the union of two gametes before it undergoes cleavage. This zygote is undoubtedly alive. How so? Well, because it fulfills the 4 criteria needed to establish biological life: metabolism, growth, reaction to stimuli, and reproduction. So a zygote isn't just a fertilized egg or a clump of cells, but it's an actual distinct, self-integrating human organism. There are a couple ways that a baby can be aborted. The most common way is through pills or drugs. The most common pill is known as the RU486 pill, also known as the Plan B pill. Another way a woman can go and have an abortion is it can have the baby surgically removed. According to the Movement for a Better America, approximately 50 million babies are aborted each year worldwide. To get an idea of how much that actually is, let's take a look at the Holocaust. The Holocaust lasted for about 12 years, and we approximate that 6 million Jews were killed. So if you multiply that 6 million by 8, you would still be about 2 million short of the yearly average of deaths caused by abortion. If that isn't enough, 3,000 babies are aborted daily in the United States alone. As you can see in this graph is the number of the abortions in the United States from the years 1970 to 2005. This data was taken from the Center of Disease Control. So as you can see, there has been a general increase until about the year 1997. Even though the abortions have been decreasing, 800,000 deaths is still too many. So let's look at now how women react to and feel after an abortion. In 1994, AfterAbortion.org took a survey of about 260 women that has had at least one abortion. The majority of the women were around the ages 15 to 19. After the general information of the abortion was collected, such as the legality, the weeks pregnant, and the type of procedure used, the women were asked questions about their feelings and their thoughts. One of the questions asked was, despite your negative feelings, do you still believe abortion was the right choice? Sadly, 86% of the women answered no. Another question asked was, has abortion made your life worse? 60% of the women said yes. Now, it wouldn't make sense just to look at the pro-life side of things. Let's take a look at what pro-abortionists have to say. One of their main arguments is this: since no one knows exactly when life begins, abortion should remain legal throughout all 9 months of pregnancy. Well, if that's the case, then killing the unborn shouldn't be tolerated because it could take a human's life. Basically, what pro-abortionists are saying is this: we don't know if the unborn are human or not, so we'll just kill them anyway. That's not right. Another argument they use is people should be able to make their own choices. Well, God did give us free will when He created the earth, But just because we use that free will to do the wrong things doesn't mean we make them right when we do them. To conclude, let's look at God's point of view on abortion. God clearly values human life. The Bible shows that God cares about the unborn. In Jeremiah 1:5, it says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I sanctified you." God knew us even before our parents thought of us. He cares about us so much that He created us in His own image. To conclude, I would like to restate how much God cares about our lives, and therefore, how much we should care about the lives of the unborn that He creates. Just because the baby hasn't come out of the womb yet doesn't mean it's not living. It's critical to stand up for what God wants. I encourage you to think about someone who has either had an abortion or thinking about having one and how they're struggling, and just help them along and show them what God would want for them. Who knows? You might be the one who could save a child's life.